Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mark Pires, Renaissance Man.
Okay, people, gather around. The Mark Pires Renaissance Man show. Is he still alive? Wait, hold on. I'm not done. Trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2. Is he still alive?
He is Dr. Evil.
Why is he still alive, and why did you answer when I was asking number 2? I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Number 2!
A plan is in the works, Dr. Evil.
This is wonderful news, number 2. Over 1,000 days in a row, we've managed to keep the world from knowing he exists.
Dr. Evil, he's still going and doesn't care.
Well, we need to find another way to stop the show. He's making me look bad, you know? Yeah, no. Perhaps we can make him look like racist or something?
That may work, Dr. Evil.
Perhaps we can get the media to cancel him?
This is your best idea yet, Dr. Evil.
Okay, number 2. Get me Dr. Facce.
Dr. Evil. Dr. Facce is on the evil monitor.
Thank you, number 2. Dr. Facce.
Dr. Evil. It's Dr. Facce.
Well, Dr. Facce. It looks like the gig is up. The Renaissance Man show knows all about you.
Yeah, look, they created a character after me. We gotta squash him like the friggin' mouse that he is. He calls me a weasel, Fauci. I'm not a weasel, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm Dr. Facce, okay? Don't call me Dr. Weasel Fauci, okay? Because that's anecdotal.
Anecdotal Fauci. That's what they're always making fun of you about. That you're always anecdotal.
No, I know. Like I said, that it is, everything's anecdotal.
Excellent. Dr. Facce, initiate the final plan.
They never even asked you. Welcome, family and friends, to the Mark Pires Renaissance Man Show. We are live every single day of the year for unscripted live comedy, songwriting in the moment, and total inspiration. So join us on a tour of some of the accomplishments and content created in the first 1,000 days and counting of Renaissance Man. So far in 2021, 12 albums and 156 songs have been released into the world. But we're not even close to done yet, fam. My plan is to put an album out every month for the rest of my days, as well as show up for you every single night. I've created 3 feature films this year: Batmark vs. Supermark, Three's Company the Breakup Artist, and A Christmas Story. Within these comedies, many original characters have surfaced. You know, we have Batmark, Dick Facce, which he doesn't look like this really, but that's Facce. And then, of course, Supermark, who's pretty freaking super, if you ask me. Just saying. Hammerlin Jamison's a bit of a drunkard, and he tried to get the role of Supermark. It didn't go well. He does all right at a side gig of, newscaster situation. But you can see in that top photo, he's not doing too well these days. Anyway. Dr. Wayne Doppler, tallest man alive, 8'9", Guinness, and he's also in the Batmark and Supermark movie. And Dr. Weasel Fauci, if you don't know who he is, wear 5,647 masks, especially if you're going to Mars. Stuck on Mars. I will be making a movie out of that. Sid 45, make sure you don't get rupees. Sid has rupees literally pouring out of his igloo. Francesco Vigilughi, look, if you ever need a cartographer, there's just one guy. The Curious Case of Ben Affleck Head. It's about a guy with a head so large, he could literally change the poles. Oh, Dystopia 2021. If you missed that, that's the world we're living in today. If you haven't seen it, I did a couple episodes on it. BB Poo Poo. Don't forget we did 3 cryptos this year. BB Poo Poo, Pee Pee Poo Poo, and of course, Shibbity Bibbity Boo. But it almost was wrecked because of the original Shick Shiggity Boo Boo. Well, look, people are still on the fence, things were pretty bad for BB Poo Poo at the beginning. And of course, we have many episodes of Spider Mark, Peter Marker. If you didn't know, check it out. Mark Pires of the Caribbean. That was a hilarious movie. And then if you can't dance, you just, watch this episode. There's 2 of them. Really good stuff. And did you watch Match Game? I did it. And Pressure Luck in it. We did a little Pressure Luck style too. Peter DeMarkin. And if you didn't see Waterworld 2027, I'm the last one left because of the bugaboo. We did many other homages to movies and TV shows and Facce Mulder.
Sonny, you still got the cough?
There are over 100 insane scenes with Dick Facce. And then of course I saved the world, saved all the animals and stuff too. Zuckerchooch, Donald Trump show, make sure you check that out. And we did a couple of raps over the last year. You may not want to miss those. Trump, Biden, and Christopher Walken rapping? Yeah. Back to the Future, Mark. Guys, the next movie that's coming out, Back to the Future, Mark. You may not remember some of the characters that I was in the past, so let's just go over it in real time. Mark says, I did it. 10 Commandments. Mark Stradamus, telling the future, of course. Oh, and the artwork I created as Leo Marco da Vinci. The Mona Lisa, when I got that freaking red, like murdering a family. That was what O.J. Simpson of the 1600s. Hey, Michelangelo, after you finish that, sculpture, you think you could paint this ceiling? Got it. Circumnavigating the globe is Mark Jellin. Markola Tesla? If I didn't do my time here as Markola, you guys would have nothing when it comes to electricity. I still can't believe it. I'm sitting there, I'm writing the Fur Elise, right? I'm in the middle of it. And they're scratching it out and they're writing freaking that hack Beethoven's name on it, right? Don't even get me started on what they did when I was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Doing the fifth and taking all that work. And then, like modern days, when I'm doing Mark and M, doing the 8 Mile situation. Mark and M's the man now, but what I paved the way is the Marktorious B.I.G. as well. When I was Mark Claude Van Damme, I remember that one. Oh, Mark Schwarzenegger? You didn't know I was Mark Schwarzenegger? Yeah, that was funny when I worked next to DeVito. The Emancipation Marklamation of 1863. I did my time as Abraham Mark Lincoln. You guys didn't know I was Abraham Mark? You guys are all Mark Della. That's why this is all part of the Mark Della effect. Everybody's like, Mandela, man. No, it's Mark Della. Get with it. And then the time I was Mark Guyver, don't, remember, you give me a friggin' toothpick and some tooth floss and we're off. I'm building a bomb. So that's just a good overview of a lot of the shows, not all of them. We have tons of new gear up on the website, guys, markpires.com. In there you can pick up your gear, you can pick up a signed CD, and also don't forget about beatseat.rocks, my invention that I patented. This is her sitting on it. And this is a little demo I made. Welcome to BeatSeat.rocks. My name is Mark Pires, and I'm the inventor of the Beat Seat. Today I'm going to share all of the details of the Beat Seat. It's the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. It's got 4 playable panels, omnitone. Everywhere you hit it sounds different. It's the first drum you could sit completely upright and play with your hands and feet at the same time. It's the Beat Seat. It's the only drum that you can play with your hands and feet while sitting completely upright. Anything you'd play in a drum kit, you could play on this, because you're playing with your entire body, but you're sitting upright. Your feet do this. So that's the Beat Seat, the ultimate percussion drum. You can play it with your hands, with your feet at the same time. It has unlimited tones. There's so much to explore. I hope to build one for you. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. And of course, fam, I can't leave you without a little bit of motivation. So take these quotes with you as we get ready to rock for one more night. And yes, we will be doing it again tomorrow. So, until I see you in just a moment, it's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man.
starts blowing, I'm going to find a way. Some night when the world stops hating, we're going to find a way.
Picture tickets are available at the box office. Thanks for helping us keep the theater clean. As you exit the auditorium, please deposit litter in trash receptacles in the lobby. Please be considerate and don't talk during the show.
Thank you for coming to Lowe's. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
It's Sunday. It's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man. I'm here to ease my mind and help my living. It's Renaissance Man. It's the daily variety show Mark Pires Renaissance Man. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state, and I'm here with you on day 1,105 in a row of the Renaissance Man Show, and we're gonna get into it just like we do every single night, fam and friends. What? No, Zabrowski, don't talk to me in middle monologue situation. I'm trying to do it. You're over there getting ready for your woo-hoo. How about you drink your yoo-hoo while you prepare for your woo-hoo? Allow me to say hello, Renaissance Man fam. What? No, Joanne, now you're wheezing really loud. I can't even think anymore. Oh, God almighty. Yeah, I know Zabrowski, that's you on the drums. Most people don't realize Zabrowski is not only the woo-hoo guy, he's the drummer on this track. So many perfect ways to spend your days with me. Whoa. Something to live for, yeah. Something to die for, yeah. Something to live for, yeah. Something to die for, yeah. I wrote this song 2006, 2007, getting down like you know it's 7-Eleven. Get my big goal, I'm gonna drink it down. You know I'm getting round like the clown, gonna make a sound coming out my mouth. You don't know we're going south for the winter. I'm not gonna take it down. Don't you know we lost another comedy break tonight? Gotta say hello to Bob Saget. We miss you already. Oh yeah, something to live for, yeah. Something to die for, yeah. There's something to live for. No. Let's get a little steel drum action. This is me on my guitar synthesizer. I gotta dance. Something to live for. I need more. Oh, something to die for. Something to die for. Oh, you give me more. Hey, so many perfect ways to spend your days. It hit me. Oh, wow, something to live for. Let's get it! Woohoo! Right? Oh, that was a good woohoo, buddy. You came through the woohoo. I did a little danceroo. I know I got you excited about your woohoo. I'm getting a 9. For my dance, you get still a 7.8 for that woohoo. It was good. Just not as good as the dance. Let's be honest, Zabrowski. I'll tell you, buddy. I put a lot more energy out than you did. Yours is like an impact of a moment. Woohoo! You know, I'm here dancing it. What's that, Joanne? No, I know, Joanne. You wanted to do a duet dance. No, I can't do a slow dance with Joanne. You know, humongocarditis. I'm dealing with it. Guys, this is day 1,105 in a row. We're here, Renaissance Man Show. And we lost Bob Saget today. And we lost freaking Norm Macdonald last month. And now we lose Bob Saget. Who's next? It's like I'm seeing people dropping off left and right. I do want to say, nobody really knows unless you were in the comedy scene at all, but Bob Saget was hilarious. He was so funny. And if you watch Full House, you wouldn't even know that. You'd be like, no, he's that really great family guy from Full House. No, he was a creep in like the funniest of ways on stage. He was hilarious, but he definitely pushed the envelope. And I think that's what made Bob Saget great. It's sad to see that news. And, you know, I'm not sure what the cause of death is yet, but I'm sure we'll find out. I do hear he had a tweet out recently that he went in to get his bug booster. Never a good thing. Maybe it is. I don't know. But it's like I keep seeing people do that, and then like Hank Aaron, Bob Saget. It's like, what's going on here? Don't you see your chances maybe are better to just keep living day to day? Stay away from people if you need to. I don't know. But it's a sad day. You lose Bob Saget. And we over here on YouTube, if you're on TikTok, you should head over to YouTube. Click the subscribe button. I put out 4 feature films this year, this last 6 months, and we're doing a feature film a month. The one I did last is a crypto comedy. It's really silly. Porcelain's right. You know what? You got people, again, you should really seek out Bob Saget and just see what he's about, you know, because he wasn't Danny Tanner. You know, that's the guy you saw on TV, but if you had a chance to see him behind scenes, he was on the O&A show. I used to listen to that show when I was in college, and he was on, and man, he really said some stuff that blew my mind. I couldn't even say that on the air. It was so freaking crude, but it's hilarious. I'm the type of guy, I don't think there's a line when it comes to comedy. You need to say what your intuition's feeling, and sometimes it's something that's going to make everybody else around you feel very uncomfortable. But that sometimes is the point of the comedy, I guess. But realistically, people like Bob would do that. You know, they just continue to push for that, ooh, but there's comedy in that, you know? Of course, as you know, we go a different way here. We just get silly with Zabarask, Grammy winner. And, Joanne. But she's not funny anymore. Starting to smell. You know, Joanne, should I get you like one of those Febreze? It's for yous. For me's. Febreze. I'm doing it. Spraying it around, studio style. You get to a point. Rotting flesh. No, I know, Joanne, you're doing your best. She's doing like the Soro shower. The Soro shower is when you can't reach certain areas of your body. So you just like friggin' get like deodorant from Bimenin. And she's got one of those like loofahs hooked up to a speed stick. Bimenin. She's doing it all over her back. No, I can't get that spot for you, Joanne. I can't get to that spot for you. That's on you. Your loofah. That's what we got you, the extra large loofah. Extendable. She did it. Sometimes she forgets about the extension. You know, Joanne, check the box. You know, it's right on the box. Extendable edition. That was an extra $15. I know, I'm just kidding. I just like to do that because I pay you in dollars. I had to actually pay $15 for that. Freaking ripoff, you know. But you know what, Joanne? It's worth it. So I don't have to smell your friggin' body odor situation. Quadruple double. You know, I saw LeBron got a quadruple double last night. You guys got that in common. Plus you're about, you know, if your father passes, you get the Soros fortune. Kind of even at that point, you know. We're doing it, you know. I want you guys please to do me a favor. Say hi to my brother Porcelain in the house. and Pamela Swan, Keith Henry. I want to say hi to the funniest name I've seen so far today. First of all, my brother Wages World, Canadian Cat, Anna Treos, and Yurichooch. Yurichooch. I actually remember Yurichooch from a long time ago. I'm glad to see that you found the show. So anyway, we're here again. Day 1,105 in a row. I don't know what we're going to do yet. I just wanted to say the whole Bob Saget thing took place. You guys know right now we're working on like 5 to 8 different movies. Most of them are completed except for like intros and outros and stuff. And it's just, and Porcelain can appreciate this, like we've done so many different random comedies over the last year plus that now I'm taking all those scenes I made and I was making a movie the whole time. Like Back to the Future, Mark, I've got 3 hours worth of me taking questions from you guys and all this crazy stuff that has now become the scenes to the movies that'll be released. And so I'm pretty pumped about that. And at this point, I think tonight we're probably going to do something in that vein. I need to complete Stuck on Mars. We had it the other night perfect and it fell out the window. I do on the first part of the show here. I want to do something I never really do, but it's going to be a huge part of the show going forward. We're going to start doing the news here, and there's a couple of things I found that I wanted to talk about with you guys and see what you think. So this right here is interesting to me. Record-setting transgender swimmer bested in meet by another transgender swimmer. What? Are you kidding me? It wasn't like Barbie from down the road came out and swam a perfect lap or whatever you do in the pool? I don't know what they do in the pool, guys. I don't watch it. But I would say that at the end of the day, you're swimming it. You're doing it, right? With another transgender person. And they beat you. So the question I just wanted to ask you guys, okay. What are the chances that people who are very good swimmers just decide to quit when they can't ever win? You can't win? Great swimmers. No shot at all. Timmy's now Tammy. She's doing it. It's doing it. Where is it going? What world are we dealing with right now? Born one way with more strength, more body strength. Oh no, I feel like oh God Almighty. This is it right here, guys. It's all over. Olympics, everything. There's no way to judge the true, talent against the true talent anymore. This is like taking a Russian in the 80s against anybody else in the world. Is that what we're doing now? What's that? Joanne, no, we're not going to call your father and see if he has an answer on that one. Well, I'm just saying, the 80s, they're doing the Russians, doing the, shooting it up. They had that thing. They're going in, they're getting gold medals, taking it down against the U.S., right? That was the goal, right? So they did it. Now we got, this is the goal. It's like, I want a gold. I can't do it against the guys. I got to go up against, I'm going in there. I'm going to friggin' rock it. And then this one had the world record. What happened? Oh, you lost to another transgender? Somebody tell me this is a joke. And I have heard people kind of say, no, well, it should be that way. And why do we still have the women's tennis tour and the men's tennis tour then? Why do we have that? Why do we have women's basketball and men's basketball then if everybody should be playing in the same league together? I don't get it. This goes back to the biggest issue in our existence right now and how many things stem from it. You suck, you lost, and you get a friggin' trophy. What? Participation trophy situation. What are we talking about? You were terrible. The worst on the team. The ball bounced off your glove last play of the World Series. You lose the game. You got a freaking trophy? Well, now you got second place, but still, you should have had your trophy smacked upside your friggin' head. You can't catch that ball, Bobby Johnson. I mean, I'm not making it personal or anything, guys. Literally happened. Last inning, 0-0. Dodgers versus Yankees. I'm pitching 6 innings. I pitched all 6 innings. These guys hit 23, 28 runs against every team all year. We never played him. Pete Cerruto, my brother. He's friends of mine on a couple platforms. I love this guy. Amazing home run hitter. He hit like 35 home runs. I never faced him until the last game of the year, World Series, and we held him until the last inning, 0-0. I got a guy on, I think, second because I don't know, I walked him or something. He got a hit. I don't know what it was, but we were all the way to the final inning. These guys blew everybody out. And
kid hits a pop ball right to freaking Bobby Johnson. He didn't even have to move, guys. He didn't even have to go, oh, where do I go? He's just like, oh, ball, friggin' drop, bam, boom, on the ground. Guy rounds, 1-0 loss on an error. Bobby Johnson got a trophy. Are you friggin' kidding me? Yeah, no, I know, Joanne. Joanne said she would have called the Gestapo in on that one. She would have had her father call a guy in with the neurotoxin situation and go after Bobby Johnson. I would have actually thanked them. I'm still pissed about Bobby Johnson. Also, that brings me up to something I'm always curious about. I've never seen this thing I used to do, and it just happened because I never was big enough to throw 90 miles an hour. I had to throw junk. So, it was like funniest thing, but you got to adapt to your situation. And so I was throwing knuckleballs, sliders, and my fastball, which was decent, but not very fast. And, it was crazy. But in the final game, I knew I needed something different. These guys knew I did that. And I needed to bring something else crazy to the table. So I did this thing that I've still never seen anybody do this. I'm curious why. Maybe it's because of the way it's done. But on 2 strikes, I would go into a Dan Quisenberry. And I mentioned the name Dan Quisenberry a lot in the show randomly. But I'd go into a Dan Quisenberry on 2 strikes. And I'd just be like coming from down here, and nobody expected it. Because I'm coming up from over here the whole time with this knee over my freaking eyes. You can't see where I'm coming from. And then all of a sudden from nowhere, I'd come in from under here. And I was striking everybody out because of that. Because they're like, what the frig is this guy doing? And it just reminds me of how you always want to keep people guessing when in sports and I guess in life. But in general, it's always about keeping people guessing if you want to try to strike them out, if you want to have a chance to get the best of them in that at bat, So it just was a really cool thing I don't know how I segued into this, but Pete Ceruto, my brother, doing it. Transgender situation going on over here. Look, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with transgender at all. It's a great thing. If that's how you are and that's what you feel, that's great. You just shouldn't be competing against everybody else that was born a woman, so to speak, or born a man and you're going from a woman to a man. It should not be, you know what I mean? That you're up there and like, it's the same and balanced. It's not balanced. Clearly we have 2 people here, now the best in the world. They're both transgender. What happened to the best women in the world that were just born a woman? They're there against all the other women. They don't even have a shot anymore, clearly. It's a sad thing. I hope that someone looks at this. I just think it's currently probably what's going on with the people sitting in Washington. So, next question. Well, it's not really a question. It's more of just an observation. Intensive care doctor tells this Saget Javid, this is why I'm refusing the CV vax. Now, I just wanted to see this because obviously everybody is telling you to go out and do it. And I've always maintained that you should do whatever makes you feel most comfortable and whatever you feel protected with. But with the basic recent news, it doesn't seem like you're getting any more protection than anybody else. So if you're out there right now and you've resisted to this point, I would say you're probably in the best condition to just continue doing what you do, especially if you are okay. And if you're not of, really, some sort of conditions that can't handle it. Now, here's the other thing I'm curious about. This is a very interesting fakie that I think they made on us, that they threw at all of us. They used this 80-year and older narrative, okay? That basically, anybody 80 years and older, there's a 15% chance that this thing's going to knock your freaking head off, right? What I find interesting is that the year that most people die in the United States, like there's an average everywhere. Ours is 79. So if our average in the United States is at 79, isn't there a pretty good chance that anybody 80 and over is going to die anyway? 15% is probably not that far off of people just dying in the year. I said that to, I was thinking of my brother-in-law earlier, and he's like, that's an interesting data point that nobody's ever looked into. So you've got, let's just say in a given year, 100,000, let's say call it 1 million people north of 85 die regardless. And now you've got, in the CV years, 1 million people north of 85 died of CV, so to speak, or whatever. But that's all the total. With CV and everything, it's about 1 million people. Then we basically have no difference in what would have happened if there was no CV. These people would have died, 15% would have died anyway in that 80 plus range. Maybe it's 3%, maybe it's 5%. Nobody's ever looked at that. But when they tell us that it's a huge number and everybody, maybe it's all a fakie. If you told me it was 65, that goes down 15%, 65. Okay, well, you know, our normal average of death is 79, so 65 is bad. We got to do something about that, guys. But you're telling me that from 80 plus it goes down to 15. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Or it goes up to 15. Like, what are we talking about here? I feel like we've all been faked out here. It's a very sad thing. But this guy said, and this is what I wanted to talk about this right here. They've given no attention to the idea that you may get it, and then afterwards you've got a full immunity, so to speak, right? This guy here said, I'm not going to take it because I got it. And I got it. So now I got the full load in my body, and now my whole body's prepared for if it comes again. So I'm not taking this thing that is from a spike, you know, all this stuff. So what's interesting is that he's the health director, I think, for the UK. And he listened. He didn't agree, but he allowed the guy to say it. And it wasn't suppressed fully, which I think is great, but it's only this one little newspaper that said it. There's a guy who said, look, I got it, and it wasn't good. I didn't like having it, but I'm not going to now take this thing that clearly people are just like, everybody. It's like there's no rhyme or reason anymore. Cards mean nothing. And I said for a while, it's a weird thing when you've got a card, but it doesn't really do anything. This is what we have for our topic tonight. Bob Saget, beloved TV dad on Full House and America's Funniest Home Videos, is dead. You know, he apparently was found in a hotel room, and it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing because he was alone, you know. That's one of the problems with most of the people that wind up in the industry is they wind up having very few friends, you know. Very few people that they can trust. But, I mean, could just be he was out for a gig and something happened. But I would say it's a sad day for people, comedy fans, because Bob was very, very funny. And I would say really seek out his comedy because it was freaking mind-blowing. And nobody knows how funny he is until you go and watch him. You're like, Bob Saget, he can't be that funny. All right. All right. You go watch now, and you'll really love what he does if you're open to good, dirty comedy. And I don't know, he was doing something apparently recently that was like a non-negative comedy. It was something like, you know, I don't have to do a negative comedy gig. That was the name of it, something like that. So I feel like he was maybe trying to do something more on the positive tip like we do. Not really sure because I didn't get a chance to see it. But it is something to just show our appreciation for Bob Saget. We lost Norm Macdonald and Bob Saget. It freaking sucks. Two giants. Yeah. Bob Saget directed Dirty Work?
Yeah, of course he does. There with Nora. Yeah, Artie, you want to get in there and do some dirty work?
Oh, yeah, I'll do it.
And Bob Saget came out of nowhere. He's like, Artie, take it down a level. Artie's like, I got to get my Coke. And you know, and then like Norm's like, yeah, hey, Artie, we got a whole shoot to do here. You know, like, you take it easy on the Coke, man. You know, hey, what are we talking about over here? You know?
Oh, no, I'm good, Norm. No, I'm good.
Saget came out of nowhere, saved the friggin' day.
You guys didn't see it?
One of my favorite movies. You know who's also awesome is if you get the scene with Don Rickles. Hey, numbskull. What are you talking about over there, stupid? I friggin' love Rickles. He's one of the funniest people alive. And well, not anymore. He was one of the funniest people alive. And I used to just really love Dirty Work. It's one of my favorite comedies to pop in. You know, there's a lot of comedies that I dig on that nobody knows about. It's funny we talk about them. Some of them. I'm trying to figure out why my lighting's been all weird lately. That's better. There's a comedy that nobody knows about. It's one of my favorite comedies of all time. It's called The Man Who Knew Too Little with Bill Murray. And he's doing it, you know. Dr. Marvin. He's doing a Dr. Marvin situation, but not, you know what I mean, at the same time. He's actually doing it more like he's a CIA guy. Not really. So look, there's the story about The Man Who Knew Too Little. I'm going to tell you very quick. His name is Wallace Ritchie. All right. He works for Blockbuster Video in Des Moines. Des Moines? I think it's in Des Moines. I'm remembering details from about 15 years ago. Oh my goodness. Now Gilt's saying too, the Chris Farley cameo in Dirty Work is basically the movie. It takes everybody's, When he does the Pina Colada freaking song, he's like, that is the best moment in history, just because the song choice and the fact that they decided to just, it could have been like such a different scene, you know? But because they went with, and if you like Pina Colada, they start bashing each other, throwing each other out the windows. Man, that movie kills. And then how about he always said, hey, there's prostitutes in these trunks. No, there's no prostitutes in here. There's more over here too. I see cars with prostitutes. It's the friggin' best movie Dirty Work is. But you've got a lot of Adam Sandler movies that really are right up there. I don't know if anybody realizes, because I haven't stopped watching movies about 3 years ago. But before that, there's a movie called Blended that Adam Sandler did that was pretty freaking good. I was thinking about like the detail within that. Who's that guy? I can't think of his name right now. I'll remember it in a second. But he plays the host, the tour guide. Oh my goodness. He's been in everything. I can't think of his name right now. But he is so freaking good in that movie. I think he's the best character in that movie. And he was in almost all of the recent Sandler movies. What's his name? He's that bodybuilder. He was in the football movie as well. He played the Big Mac guy. You want Big Mac? Oh, goodness. I can't think of his name right now. Wow. And he's like a huge star now because of most of the things he's done. But that guy in that movie Blended, he's brilliant. And again, there's a lot of great movies. I think the new stuff is a little too, theatrical, because they have to do remakes of everything. Like, what are we talking about? They can't come up with any new ideas? Whew. Like, I'm actually really enjoying all the stuff we've been doing with new films. I mean, the crypto movie, The Wolf of Crypto, is crazy. And it's making fake phone calls and doing rug pulls on people. And I know nothing about crypto. I started learning about it, so I was like, we started creating all these fake cryptos. BB poo poo, pee pee poo poo, shibbity bibbity boo. And that shickety boo boo fell and destroyed it. It's like, it was terrible. Terry Crews! Now, guilt, you rock. Yeah, so Terry Crews was brilliant in Blended. If you have a chance to see it, at the very end of the movie, he does this cameo from like a freaking hot air balloon. Oh my goodness. He's got this moment where he goes like, but he does this. It's just brilliant. Like, his mannerisms are dead on. And I realized how great of an actor he was when he did that. And that's what really makes good comedy, is the timing. You know what I mean? What's that? Zabrowski, you're still freaking here? I thought you were grabbing your check and getting on out. Like you got things to do Sunday night, getting ready for the morning. No, that's cool. You can stick around. He wanted to hear what I had to say about Bob Saget. Do you approve, Zabrowski? What? Zabrowski said he would have given a little extra woohoo if he knew that this was about Saget. He didn't check his phone and see what the show was about tonight. He's just sitting there getting ready for a normal woohoo. He's like, oh, it's just a 1,105 in a row. Whatever. I'm just going to give it regular woohoo. We get into the Saget thing. He's like, are you kidding me? I only gave you a 7.8. I know. I called it. I called the 7.8. And you're telling me now? You don't have to tell me. You're telling me, though, that you would have given me an 8.5. That's a little rude, No, Joanne, I hear you. Joanne says we should dock your friggin' pay. Zabrosk is docking it. Maybe tomorrow, instead of a 6-pack of Yoo-Hoo, we'll dock it down to a 3. Double-decker situation. 2 days in a row, 3s. You're going to get a 3 and a 3. I'm saving. That's profit right there. Yeah. Okay, Zabrosk, really? You're going to bring your own Yoo-Hoo? You know what? Before you do your woo-hoo, if you want to bring your own Yoo-Hoo so you have a triple-decker Yoo-Hoo with your, to go to the woo-hoo, that's on you. Sometimes, you're dealing with a Zabrowski situation. There's not much you can do with a Zabrowski situation, except, pay him his money when he does his yoo-hoo, woo-hoo. Now you got me going, Zabrosk, doing a yoo-hoo, woo-hoo situation. I can't split it up anymore. Confusing myself with the yoo-hoo, woo-hoo. That's on you. And you, Joanne, with the friggin' wheezing back there, right, guys? What are you doing? What are we doing? I'm trying to get through it. I got a wheezer and Zabrosk over here. Yoo-hooing it. No, I know it was nice and cold. We bring our yoo-hoos in from the friggin' freezer for you. I put them in the freezer an hour before the show because I know you're coming in hot, Zabrosk. It's going to cool down quick once we get it out of the freezer because you're hot in it. You know, you're coming out, you're getting ready, and you're getting yoo-hoo. I got it. Woohoo! And we're here. We're thanking you for it, you know? Yeah, you're welcome. He said, I know, Mark. I appreciate it. You guys heard that, though, right? You hear it all. Sorry. Joanne, stop with the freaking wheezing, right? What are we talking about here? I got a wheezer back there. Oh, my goodness, right? It's like, what are we doing? Oh, my goodness. Now, Guilt, have I seen the skit by Bob Saget called The Aristocrats? The dirtiest joke in the world. I have seen that movie. And Bob Saget, that's right, I forgot about that movie. But The Aristocrats is an old school joke. I don't know how it goes. I forget it. But it was, I remember watching the movie. And it's weird because they tell you about the joke, but they never freaking say the joke. Now that I think back to it, right? I feel like they tell you about the joke, but they never tell you the joke. They're like, oh, yeah, no, yeah. Then the aristocrat situation. You're like, oh, what was it? Yeah, I told it once before. You did? Oh my goodness. Yeah, the room friggin' packed. Everybody's there. They all wanted to like, hey, do you know the aristocrats? I'm like, yeah, I'm Bob Saget. Saget does it. And they're like, oh. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Guys, I want to point out a couple things. Anna Treos, please do me a favor, guys. Send some love and light to Anna Treos, who's dealing with a recovery to the Civid Livid. We call it Civid Livid here on the Renaissance Man Show. And I also want to say to Trish Killian, you rock. And Pamela Swan, you rock. And Keith Henry, you guys freaking know about Keith Henry. There's some rocking and rolling going on over there. Bradley Smith in it too. When he's down, you know what happens. And now Guilt, you are awesome. Thank you for giving me a bunch of leads on great information like the aristocrat situation. Guys, not just the Aristocats. Like, I know you're like, I like to watch that show. This is a freaking comedy. It pushes the limits of all. You know what I mean? The Aristocrats. You know what I'm saying. Saget had it down. He would do it. Yeah, and then she came in the room and she had it in her mouth. What was that about? Yeah. Sometimes you tell it, and then people are like, oh, ghastly. You know, they do a ghastly thing. You're like, don't freaking go ghastly on me. All right? I'm here. I'm doing it. Renaissance Man Show. Day 1,105 in a row. You're going to tell me ghastly? Poof. You know, sometimes when you get in the middle of your talent, you know, you're trying to do it. It's a sad thing when you get that type of negativity from the world. Ghastly. Gotta be kidding me. So, guys, we are probably at this point going to do something. I don't know what the frig heck. This is a live improvisation show, day 1,105 in a row. We're going to do something here, play me some music. It's Sunday night. I joined a new platform today I was thinking about popping onto. I don't even know what it's called. Something about music, though. Like, they actually appreciate music. And I'm like, I write songs live in the moment. Maybe we should go there. Bob Saget in Dumb and Dumber. I don't remember that. When Saget's in Dumb and Dumber, but that's a friggin' awesome movie. So, guys, I'm going to play you guys some stuff here. I want to get into a few things. I got to play you a face swap. All right, we're doing it. Sometimes when you're doing it, you got a face swap situation going on. And I've been breaking into a lot of the old face swaps because that's going to be one of the upcoming movies. We got the Donald Trump show, which is a Donald Trump movie, essentially. And it's 35 episodes of complete insanity. I think I'm going to play one of them for you right now because they're sick. And I think if the world had seen these when he was running, the world we'd be living in today would not be the same world. We'd actually probably be a little bit, we'd still be at each other's throats, no question about that, but we would definitely not be dealing with all the other infrastructure issues within our government. Well, I don't know what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that these people are out of their friggin' minds, and I nailed them. I nailed them on everything in this 35 episodes, and nobody saw them because they're good about keeping stuff like this from people. You know, here's one called How Sour Is That Don Lemon? And this was a crazy one. This was the midway point, I thought, to the show, because I was going to only do 20 episodes. And I did 9, and I got to 10. And this one took me, it was the first one that took me some time. Like, I was knocking these things out in 15 to 20 minutes. The first 9 episodes, you can be like, wow, that's really, really nice. That's great. I improvise everything, guys. Sometimes it's 1, maybe it's 2, and that's it. Two takes, and then I find whatever I'm looking for. But it's an improvisation show. There's nothing written. So whatever you see happens live, and I usually roll with it and keep it. And this is the first example where I took a lot of clips and started to lay things out. And I'm going to play it for you. And perhaps I'll play you 1 or 2 more. If you're on TikTok, I'm going to try to grab the screen and flip it so you can see what's happening here, okay? Just give me 1 second to pop this on for you. Oh, you know what? I've got a better way of playing this. I'm going to give you the clip first. That's the link. And then let me see if I can, I'll pop it on over here. Let's see. Don Lemon is a whack job. Wait till you see this. This is what we call the
Cole,
hypocrisy of
he's
Don
my
Lemon.
miracle child.
I nailed
So
them
how
all,
does
guys.
your
If you want to see
miracle
this, there's a
child get
playlist
cancer?
on my YouTube channel called The Donald Trump
How
Show.
does that happen?
Check this out.
Hammerlin, Jamison, live from the studio. Donald Trump is back with episode 10. How sour is that Don Lemon? Thank you for joining me on episode 10 of the Donald Trump Show. That's right. Today, we're going to continue our journey, destroying fake news. Today, we're going to look at CNN. Don Lemon. That's right, we call him Con Lemonhead here, but I have an old clip that came across my desk I wanted to share with you guys. You give me your perspectives, okay? Take a look at this.
It got some, many on the political right, wondering why the so-called liberal media wasn't talking about other problems in the black community.
That's interesting, Lemon. Why? Why would you say? This is 2013, by the way.
The outrage that I have is in the lack of really the national attention to what is an epidemic of crime in the black community committed largely by blacks.
These are the same stats we're talking about now, and everyone calls us racist for bringing up.
Why aren't we talking about it? Good question. Actually, that's not a good question. We've talked about it many times on this show
You have?
and on CNN.
You see, he could tell he was lying because he took a longer breath.
So that's the reason I didn't want to discuss at length crime in the African-American community or how to fix other ills that seem to be plaguing the community in general. But now that the jury has reached its verdict, one that everyone must accept, it's time now for some tough love on the subject.
Some tough love from the lemon. Sounds good to me.
Someone on another network got the chance to go first because I couldn't go during the week. I'm only here on the weekend, so listen to this.
The reason there is so much violence and chaos is the disintegration of the African American family.
He's got a point.
He does?
In fact, he's got more than a point.
Wow. Don Lemon agrees with Bill O'Reilly. Who knew that was coming?
Drugs hustling gangs. Nobody forces them to do that. Again, it is a personal decision.
He is right about that too. But in my estimation, he doesn't go far enough.
Oh, Don Lemon's a mathematician now. Yes, I'd like to hear your estimation.
Black people, if you really want to fix the problem, here's just 5 things that you should think about doing.
Here we go. Con Lemonhead, 2013, 5 ways to fix the black community. Let's hear it.
Here's number 5. Pull up your pants.
Pants on the ground. Pants on the ground. Looking like a fool with your pants on the ground.
Number 4 now is the N-word.
Oh, my. Here we go.
I understand poetic license, but consider this. I hosted a special on the N-word, suggesting that black people stop using it, and that entertainers stop deluding yourselves or themselves and others that you're somehow taking the word back.
I am curious what people think of that comment.
A lot of African Americans took offense to that too.
Oh, he answered it.
Now, number 3, respect where you live.
Is this a special message to the people in Chippy, Chaz? What are they calling themselves this week? I think it's a message to Chap.
Start small by not dropping trash, littering in your own communities.
Imagine if they played this over the loudspeakers in Chap.
I've lived in several predominantly white neighborhoods in my life. I rarely, if ever, witness people littering.
Here comes a cheap shot at his community.
I live in Harlem now. It's an historically black neighborhood. Every single day I see adults and children dropping their trash on the ground when a garbage can is just feet away.
Wow, stereotype much?
Just being honest here.
Interesting. When did you decide to get rid of the honesty policy, Leman?
Number 2, finish school. You want to break the cycle of poverty? Stop telling kids they're acting white because they go to school or they speak proper English.
What Don Lemon is saying right now would be considered racist in 2020.
A high school dropout makes on average $19,000 a year.
Wait, a year?
A high school graduate makes $28,000 a year.
Just graduating, you make 33% more per year.
A college graduate makes $51,000 a year.
That stat is less impressive to me. It costs like $50,000 a year for college. A college graduate makes $51,000?
Over the course of a career, a college grad will make nearly $1 million more than a high school graduate. That's a lot of money.
Yes, $1 million is a lot of money. It's a lot of money to the people of the United States of America. Not so much for Trump. I've got billions, okay?
And number 1, and probably the most important, just because you can have a baby, it doesn't mean you should.
Words you will never hear Don Lemonhead speak again.
Especially without planning for one or getting married first. More than 72% of children in the African American community are born out of wedlock. That means absent fathers.
Look, can't you see, this is the point. Nothing ever changes. It's always the same. It was 72% in 2013 when Obama was the president.
And the studies show that lack of a male role model is an express train right to prison. And the cycle continues.
Yesterday you saw that Sleep Sofa Joe was the one that put them in prison. And Don Lemon remarked how it's a problem in 2013 when Obama was in office. So what's the problem when Trump wants to fix it? Anybody? Bueller?
Pay attention to and think about what has been presented in recent history as acceptable behavior.
Is rioting in the streets acceptable behavior? It's a good question, Don Lemonhead. What do you think we should do, Don?
Pay close attention to the hip-hop and rap culture that many of you embrace.
I embrace the Sugar Hill Gang. To the hip-hop, the hibbity-hibbity-hibbity hip-hop, to top-it, don't stop. The boogie-boogie bang-bang, sugary-bug-bug.
A culture that glorifies everything I just mentioned, thug and reprehensible behavior. A culture that is making a lot of people rich, just not you.
The time CNN spoke the truth. Wow, it's almost surreal, right? It's surreal to see CNN speaking truth. I kind of like it. How do we get them to speak the truth always? So what happened to Don Lemon in 2020?
This is the thing, Don. You know, black people need to hold other black people accountable.
Okay, before we get started, that's what Don Lemonhead was doing in the 2013 clip we started with. Okay, watch.
I said this the same thing. This is the Black America's version of the Me Too movement. If anything is going to change, we ourselves need to look at our own communities and look at each other and say, this thing cannot go down.
I'm sorry, isn't that exactly what Don said?
Did you know there is a potent 15-second ritual that shrinks your prostate faster than everything else discovered?
Here we go.
And then this is what I'm saying. It's about who is controlling the narrative. It's got to be all Black Lives Matter.
That sounds right. What does Don have to say?
Here's what I have to say.
All right, Spin Doctor. Let's see what you got here.
The Black Lives Matter movement was started because it was talking about police brutality. If you want an all Black Lives Matter movement that talks about gun violence in communities, including, black communities, then start that movement with that name. But that's not what Black Lives Matter is about.
I'm soured by the hypocrisy. It's like eating a lemon. Oh.
So if you're talking about, if someone started a movement that said, cancer matters, and then someone comes in and said, why aren't you talking about HIV? It's not the same thing. We're talking about cancer.
I think Lemonhead doesn't grasp the concept of apples and oranges. If it's 100 people and you're there for all cancer matters, then it would be somebody who stands up and said, I have prostate cancer. And they would say, sit down, buddy. We just said all cancer matters.
So the Black Lives Matter movement is about police brutality and injustice in that manner, not about what's happening in black neighborhoods. There are people who are working on that issue, and if you want to start that issue, why don't you start it?
We have a hypocrite warning.
It is about police brutality. That should never be accepted. Yeah. I am not saying that that's not it, but there's more there. Okay. And when I look at, if they have more on their agenda, we need to ask them about what else is on that agenda.
Right. Don't you just love how uncomfortable Terry Crews made Don Lemonhead? It was hilarious. You could see he got very uncomfortable when he realized he couldn't control Terry Crews. I wonder, could we get Terry Crews on the Trump team? We should look into it. Look, I will see you tomorrow on the next Trump show. Have a good night.
So, who wants to see another Trump show? I made 35 of them, and they were completely insane to create. I had a lot of fun creating them. And if you are enjoying the fact that you're not seeing a green screen, you should head over to YouTube. The link is in my bio, just right above you on TikTok. It's my Linktree link. Click that. It will bring you to the YouTube page. Give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share. I'm live every day for the rest of my days. It's been 1,105 of those days in a row. We do 2+ hours every single day. We try to push positivity out in this world, but we also remark on the society we're living in. So sometimes I do get passionate about it and it may not be considered positive. But at the end of the day, I'm here to live in the moment. I've been doing it for 3+ years straight, and we are on to year 4 right now. Can't believe we're already into the 1,100 days. We're going towards 1,200. We're only 95 days away from 1,200. And as Keith said in the chat, that 105 days flew by, right, Keith? Day 1,000 in a row was yesterday, wasn't it? We're going to be at day 2,000 before you know it. The question is, how many people in this world will actually find the platform? And that will be the key. That's going to be on you guys continuing to do what you've been doing, which is spreading the word and just letting people know every single night of the year at 10 p.m. there is a positivity live creation show with songwriting and comedy, and always with the intention to make you feel better than you did when you arrived. So, hope you will give a subscribe, you will give a share, and show back up tomorrow, because we do it all over again. I'm going to play you another Donald J. Trump show, and we'll see what the heck is going. Oh, you want me to do the kill one? Darren. See, sometimes people don't understand how much I completed when it comes down to the DJT show. And when it comes down to it, I put one together for you, buddy. You want to talk about some craziness? Did I read the future? Did I freaking know it? What are we talking about? Belladia. Don't go near the gold toilet, Belladia. I'm freaking here doing a show. Renaissance Man show. Doing it, winning bigger league. Winning a bigger league. I'm going to bigger league. Bigger league. And Petsy, we're running again. 2024. I think that's a great idea, Mr. President. Look, Petsy, look, this time you better freaking have my back. I'm there. I'm winning big league. I'm going to sign a couple executive orders. Day 1, just like the sleep sofa.
I think that's a great idea, Mr. President. You should sign them all. And let's get that pipeline open again. Mr. President, you know, when you get a Mike Pence situation, you know, showing up with a drumper together, and Melania's there too, cat eyes. Wow, guys, you get Melania, Trump, you come down, you there at the village. You can get yourself some pizza, maybe. Pepperoni on top, crispy on the side. I put it in extra 5 minutes. Oh no, my friend Gino, you see, look, you put the pizza in the back corner. Take it out. Do some Parmesan. Good stuff. I cut it into pieces, told my friends, you come over, have a good time, watch the football game. How? Together. Sit on the couch, you there, corner, me, middle chips, dipping, a friggin' chip down in Christopher Walken style. Take it out. There. I called my friend Al Pacino's. Come sit, Al. Whoa, of course, come down. Watch the football game. Gonna have a good time. Go with my friend Christopher Walken. Do another film. Yeah. Hoorah. That's what I said. Let's do an Al Pacino. Hanging out. We're gonna have a good time. Whoa, I gotta get my friend Richard Dreyfuss come out. Hey, Dreyfuss, we're having a party at Christopher Walken's house.
I can't come. Tell him that I don't treat patients on vacation, Christopher Walken. I don't treat patients on vacation, Al Pacino.
Dr. Marvin, Dr. Leo Marvin, I'm here doing the baby steps, Dr. Marvin. I read the book, Dr. Marvin. I'm here like Winnipesaukee with you.
Bob, I don't treat patients on vacation, Bob.
Dr. Marvin. Of course we call Dr. Marvin. You're going to call him at the end of the day. Why, you can't do it? I'm going to do it with him. Going around, going to have a good time. Just go on Wilson. I go, whoa, what do we do? I go on a roller coaster ride. I'm like, whoa, well, check it out. Call it Zoolander. Gonna go on with Christopher Walken. We're doing another film again. Do another wedding crash. Wow, of course you died. Crashing. Down. The wedding, of course you there. You wear your suit, tuxedo. Your fines. You're there with your friends. Champagne toasts. Gotta talk best man style. Got a microphone. No. Whoa, Norman, you're beautiful. At the time you told me Cassandra kissed you on the cheek, you sang and marry that girl. You're 7 years old. Oh no. You fast forward 15 years. You're sitting here at the altar style. You got a ring. You put the ring in each other's ring finger. No bad thing. You don't go middle finger, ring finger. Yeah. Make you husband, wife. God bless situation. Of course it's a situation. You can't come down. Who's gonna stop me? Huh? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? Huh? You, Lieutenant Caffey? I sit 3,000 yards from 6,000 Cubans that wanna kill me. Did you order the code red? I did my job. Did you order the code red? You're gosh darn right I did! Guys, crushing it here, Gary V. Have a good time. Look, we're doing it. Hanging out Sunday night, Renaissance Man. Guys, at a tag sale, I was there. I found 7 bottles from the 70s. Sold them for a profit. Yeah, I was killing, crushing it. Gary V. I got my friend Grant Cardone. He wants to say hi. Guys, what's going on, Grant Cardone? Just kicking it here. Just wanted to tell you to make sure you 10X. You can't 10X. You're not out there 10Xing it. Then we're going to come after you. I got Gary V coming out. Of course, we're going to go out there and crush it. Look, we're doing it. Gary, could you just settle down for a second? Tell him a couple things. Check it out, Grant Cardone. If you're not out there 10Xing it, I'm going to get, what's the other guy's name? Ty. I'm getting Ty Lopez out here. Ty Lopez is going to take you down. Guys, what's going on? It's Ty Lopez. Look, I'm going to make you a billionaire. All you have to do is give me all your money. If you give me all your money now, I can put you into a fund. In that fund, we're going to buy businesses. And then we're all going to become billionaires. But I will be the billionaire of billionaires. I'm Ty Lopez. Let me pass it now to Dean Graziosi. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dean Graziosi. I'm just sitting here with my beautiful fiance, and we're just talking about how we can make other people rich. So just stick with us. Make sure you just pass up your firstborn, and we're gonna give you billions. What's that, sweetie? Bye, Manon. All right, so I did a face swap without the face swaps. That's how my face swaps go. They're just live improvs of silliness. You know? I'm sure I miss 15 people I do, and I just can't think of them in the moment, but I did as many as I could think of in the moment. Of course you did! Look, when you get out there and do a friggin' Jim Carrey situation... Excuse me, your balls are showing. Bumblebee tuna. Bumblebee tuna. Bumblebee tuna. By Menon is still my favorite thing that I bring into every single production. You will always say, by Menon. You come down, you're doing a by Menon situation. You didn't know it? You came in? Oh, what was that about? I need some speed stick. By Menon. You freaking got it. Renaissance Man, every day I'm a free plug. I'm free plugging it for freaking speed stick products. You know? They're here. They're doing it. Look at this. By Menon. What's that? Oh, I gotta go by Menon now. I told you that was me. I walked in to Menon. I'm in there Dick Facce style. Hold on a minute. I'm sitting at my friggin' table, right? Let me see if I can fix this over here. I'm trying to give TikTok a better freaking look. You know? I'm in here. You see, first of all, you need to see Sonny. Sonny the freaking fists. You see him back there? We're doing it. I'm here. I'm sitting at my table, right? I get a call from my associate. Hey, Facce, I found out where the headquarters is. What are you talking? What are you talking? What's that, Gino? Oh, yeah, no, I'll take an espresso. Thank you, Gino. Gino! I got an espresso now. You can't bring me a biscuit to dip into said express? I'm holding an express. I'm not holding a biscotti, and I'll do a dipperoo. What do you want me to sip it without a dip it? I can't forget you. Oh, thank you, Gino, for biscotti. You take an espresso. You take a biscuit. Oh, Sonny, I'm gonna dipperoo the biscuit into the express. You ready? Sonny, go a countdown for me. Sonny! Nobody can friggin' hear you through the cough cup. How dare you, Sonny? I gotta dip it myself. I can't hear you either. I'm sitting 4 feet away. I can't hear you talk through the cough cup. Yabba-doo! Dipperoo. Oh, Gino, this looks like a good crema. You got a good crema on it, you dipperoo. Gino! You can't bring sugar in the raw. There's no sugar in the raw. This... I didn't ask you for black. You know, I want the sugar in the raw. I got a sugar in the pour. You forgetting? I can't make you out. I'm here. I'm at my table. You can't respect the Facce with a table situation. Boo. What's that, Sonny? No, Sonny. I can't friggin' hear you through the cough cup. Put the cough cup down. You already got the
the Guinness. You got Guinness Book World Record.
Holding a coffee cup at a 45.
You did it. Got a frickin' plaque on the wall. Put it down, Sonny. Take a break. Put some frickin' speed stick on that arm. I'm downwind. I'm downwind, Sonny. Sometimes it's better to snort than to smell that friggin' armpit. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing, Jenny?
I need to drink my cough.
I'm over it. I'm over you, Sonny.
What did he do? What was that situation there? I don't know. Sometimes you get a random situation happening with a Dick Facce showing up, and he's looking for it, trying to get, and then he runs into a Sonny problem. Bottom line is, Dick Facce went in, and he was like, look, I want to buy Menon. My whole life you've been saying buy Menon. Facce went in there, a big load of cash. He brought like a big stack, and he's like, I got a freaking checkbook too on top. I'll write it out. Hold on, mama. When they said to Facce that he could not buy Menon, that it's not for sale, he flew like all over the room. He's throwing elbows at people, elbowing people in the Facce. Woo! Facce went Facce Mulder style, where he was finding aliens to, you know what I'm saying? He went nuts. And when you got a Dick Facce elbowing people in the Facce, smacking them in the Facce, in order to get his point across, not a good thing. But the cash was ready to go. They just said, look, we're not selling Menon. And he couldn't figure it out. He said, look, I've been sitting here my entire life, eating dinner, buy Menon. I finally got the cash together. You know, I've been saving up to buy Menon. Like, I'm ready to go. And I come in, you tell me it's just a freaking ploy. You're doing a false advertising situation. Oh, buy Menon. Okay, I got to go out and buy Menon. I'm ready to go. No, sir, we want you to go and buy our products. No. You were telling me to come buy your, the business. Buy Menon. I'm coming to buy it. I'm here. Let's do it. I got a big briefcase of cash. Shoo, open it up. Beep poo poo as well. I'll throw some in. They didn't go for that. Look, at the end of the day, they weren't prepared to sell PP or they weren't prepared to sell buy Menon yet. So Facce, he went a little nuts. I can't blame him. I mean, look, he's done some really crazy things. Dick Facce will always take it to another level. But we did have this that came up. Someone asked me about K.I. Lillery, said the K.I. Lillery. And when she did her thing and she's trying to say she was like, it's funny. Well, I'm going to play this. I don't even remember what happened. I remember doing this as episode 33 of the show. This will be on the movie. Let's see what I did here with this. Check this out. That's me, guys, also, by the way. Just kidding. That's me also,
Would you
guys.
believe
I got
a few
face mask
simple
on.
changes in your diet can...
It's Hammerlin Jamison live from the studio. We head to Donald Trump for episode 33 of the Donald Trump Show. Thank you for joining me at episode 33 of the Donald Trump Show. That's right, I'm here. I'm in the White House. Look, I wanted to talk to you about Sleep Sofa Joe. Everybody's calling him president-elect. Can you believe it? That slouch, he can't even speak without a teleprompter. He also pooped in his double diaper. Anyway, look, we're going to go through a few clips, because right now we're getting a lot of flack from the fake news, National Enquirer, left-wing media about us contesting this election. And I just wanted to point out how they treated the Trumper after I demolished Hillary Clinton in 2016. Take a look.
That Trump didn't actually win the election in 2016. He lost the election, and he was put into office because the Russians interfered.
Are you freaking kidding me? President Carter sitting next to George Soros? That's Senator Palpatine. I saw him at a Dr. Evil clip. He turns into Senator Palpatine. I think he also, apparently, he played Jabba the Hutt with no makeup. They didn't need it. They just asked him to show up and eat grapes, lying on his side. Princess Leia fed him. Anyway, look, what else do we got?
I don't see this president-elect as a legitimate president.
You do not consider him a legitimate president. Why is that?
I think the Russians participated in helping this man get elected, and they helped destroy the candidacy of Hillary Clinton.
First of all, Hillary Clinton destroyed the candidacy of Hillary Clinton. Let's get that straight from the top. The other thing is, it was proven the Steele dossier was paid for by your best friend Hillary. Yeah. Look, if you want to talk about illegitimate, let's talk about the sleep sofa. Are you kidding me? He's a bubbling Biden, napping on his sleep sofa. We're going to rip that sleep sofa up. You know that, right? Going to flip it over like an old lawn chair.
I believe he knows he's an illegitimate president.
Holy cow. Hillary Clinton, she's still licking her wounds. I demolished her in the square. That's right, we played Braveheart. She played, I guess, Mel Gibson, you could say. And we took her apart. And bottom line, she's still pretending that she would have won if she didn't have help from Russia. Oh, yeah, that's right. Russia was faked by you and all of your Democrat evil people in their party that tried to use a Steele dossier that you paid for. Oh, no, we're finding out more. Are we really? Fake news.
He knows that there were a bunch of different reasons why the election turned out the way it did.
Yeah, it's called you're corrupt. You're a criminal. Why is it that every single person in the Democrat Party is a criminal? What's going on with that? It's kind of weird, right? Oh, yeah, we found so many skeletons in your closet, Hillary. That's the reason why. You think it's because of anything else? You're a terrible candidate because you've done so many bad things. Just enjoy your time in the sunset, Cruella de Vil.
I take responsibility for those parts of it that I should.
If Attorney General Bill Barr would do his job, you would take responsibility for all of your actions, Hillary.
Getting 66 million letters of recommendation and losing to a corrupt human tornado. And so I know that he knows that this wasn't on the level.
Wait, is she talking about her loss or Sleeps Over Joe's fraudulent campaign? Oh no, let's listen to Hillary. She knows. Hillary, are you kidding me? The reason she didn't become president is because she's full of crap. That's right. Look, Hunter Biden, crackhead, did deals with China, with Ukraine, took $3.5 million from the mayor's wife in Russia, and he gave 10% to the big guy. Don't forget. Okay, so corruption, it starts with a B, ends with an N, and there's an Ida in there in the middle. Biden, that's right, if you didn't understand the way I did that. Winning big league, winning big league.
I don't know that we'll ever know everything that happened, but clearly we know a lot and are learning more every day, and history will probably sort it all out.
Yeah, less than a year, you tried to impeach me. We found out it was all fake news information that your party put together to try to take down the Trumper. Yeah, we won big league, really. My accomplishments stand on their own. Unfortunately, nobody ever heard them because of the fake news.
So of course he's obsessed with me.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm totally obsessed with you, Hillary. I love that bob hairdo and that you're 3 feet 4 inches tall and you have cankles. I love that. I'm going to come by with flowers later with some Russell Stover chocolates too. And maybe you could go steady. Are you up for it? I mean, seriously. Look, I'm only joking. Don't come to the White House. We're not taking any Girl Scout cookies.
I believe that it's a guilty conscience in so much as he has a conscience.
Are you serious? We call you Hillary. You have a body count attached to your last name. Look, I'm kind of nervous now that Hillary's going to show up at the front gate. So let me get going. We'll handle some more tomorrow at the next Donald Trump show. Have a good night.
Oh, we're going right to episode 32. This clown. Watch this guy.
Did you know there is a
destroyed
potent
this
15-second
folio.
ritual that shrinks your prostate faster than everything else discovered?
Check this out.
It's Hammerlin Jamison live from the studio. We head to Donald Trump with a special episode 32 of the Donald Trump Show. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald J. Trump. Thank you very much for joining me on a very special episode 32 of the Donald Trump Show. We're kind of in limbo at the moment. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be leaving the White House. Look, we're going to be taking legal action against the Sleepy Joe Biden campaign. Look, he's a sleep sofa, spent a full year in his basement, and he got 75 million votes. I just can't see it. So we're going to fight. Going to fight big league, really. But I wanted to show you a few clips of a couple of stupid people already getting ahead of themselves. Let's take a look. Look at these two morons. Are you kidding me? Oh, let me go get into traffic in Los Angeles and sit there and scream out the window.
This is a very special day.
It is a special day, Lady Ragu. It's the day you were told a lie.
It's a day where a lot of people who have felt like we were living in a state of terror.
The terror was provided gratis from your fake news National Enquirer media.
And aggression all the time.
Oh, wait a second. I thought Trumpers people were the ones who were rioting. Oh, I guess they took the night off, the day I lost? Fake news.
That it's over.
Wait, not so fast, Lady Poopy Pants. What's with Lady Goo thinking that the media controls who wins the election? It doesn't happen that way. No, I'm sorry. Oh, I know you really were so excited for a sleep sofa to be president, but I'm sorry. You got 4 more years of Trumper. Just wait, people. The courts will get involved. Hey, what do you want me to do? Let them cheat the Trumper? And we can't let that happen. We're trying to protect the integrity of our election process. So I'll be getting this overturned, really.
You can feel warm now.
Feel warm now? What is she? Are you getting a blanket or something? Sleep Sofa Joe doesn't make you warm. He makes you feel like abandoned. 47 years of selling off his country and being racist? That's warm? Really? Lady Gaga Goo?
Well, I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. This just a little while after Donald Trump walked into the White House briefing room, actually, and tried to poison American democracy.
Oh, look at this, Stephen Coldcuts. Are you kidding me? Talk about going from comedy to tragedy.
That's why I'm not sitting down yet. I just don't feel like it yet.
Come on, Colbert. Just be honest with everybody. You got a bad case of the hemorrhoids.
It's also why I'm dressed for a funeral.
Oh, did Sleep Sofa Joe die? I didn't get the news.
The president came out into the White House briefing room and lied for 15 minutes. Just nonsensical stuff about illegal vote dumps and,
Notice he got caught up on illegal vote dumps? That's the biggest one, you bumbling fool. Just wait, Stephen Colbert. You want to see? You want to see the proof? I'm going to show you.
My name is Brian McCaffrey. I'm a registered Democrat in the city of Philadelphia. Today, I'm at the Philadelphia Convention Center, and I am overseeing the ballot counters. I will let you know the corruption that is going on here.
Wait, I'm sorry. Brian, did you just hear stupid Colbert say that I'm lying? And that there's no fraud? Wait, hold on. Let's hear what else Brian has to say.
This is a coup against the President of the United States of America.
Wait, but this is a Democrat.
I can't believe what I'm seeing right before my eyes. This has nothing to do with Joe Biden or Donald Trump. This has to do with our democracy, and I will tell you, there is corruption at the highest level in the city of Philadelphia.
Motown Philly, back again. Coming a little that East Coast swing. Look, not for the trumper. Unfortunately, they're giving that East Coast swing to Sleep Sofa Joe. Look, he's a sleep sofa. You know, right? I mean, he's going to nap all of the time. And they're like, oh, Philly needs more naps. Look, they're going to check every vote. Look under all the rocks. Check under all the pillows that Sleep Sofa Joe's napping on. I can't wait to see the video of this guy when he sees the results get overturned. He's going to cry in the streets. Pat Oswald all over again. Not my president. Okay, yeah, well, guess what? Not my sleep sofa. Anyway, look, I've got to get going. There's too many votes to count, a lot of fraud to uncover, and I will be your president for 4 more years. Just wait, people. The results are not finalized. Don't listen to the fake news, National Enquirer, left-wing mainstream media. It's all a bunch of crap. Even Fox is crap now. Gotta go. And I'll see you on the next Donald Trump show. Have a good night.
Oh my goodness.
If you're trying to lose belly fat,
all
stop.
right, we're going to listen to you if we're trying to lose. You're the one we're going to tune into. Do you love? That's why I did the guru. I did a guru face swap about a year and a half ago where I just played everybody and I just, Gary V, Dean Graziosi, like we did about an hour ago, half hour ago. That was crazy. I can't wait to drop that. About 5 minutes of just straight impressions. You guys should check that out. I hit every single one on the friggin' head tonight. Woo! So we're playing some DJ T show episodes, and there's one I want to really play for you guys here that I think is completely insane. They're actually all completely insane. I did everything. I caught it all. Everything bad that was done, I caught. We were talking about impressions. Let me see what this one was. This is day 600 where we did a bunch of celebrity face swaps. Oh, we have a Zucker Chooch episode as well. That's completely insane. The Don Lemon episode, guys, though, what did you think? Nuts, right? All right, let's play this. This right here is basically, if anybody was fooled by what happened last year and by the 7th, the 6th, this recurring 6th that they keep saying is the worst thing in history. Check this out.
It's Hammerlin, Jamison.
This right here is more truth than you could ever get on the air.
It's Hammerlin Jamison live from the studio with the final episode of the Donald Trump Show. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump. Thank you. Thank you for joining me on the final episode of the Donald Trump Show. That's right. We're wrapping it up. People don't like all of the episodes on the sleep sofa. Look, let's be honest, he's such a bad candidate that they have to try to distract you with all kinds of fake news. Like the newest, did you see? We destroyed them with our RNC. Their numbers start going belly up. So now they're trying to spin the narrative. So wait, let me get this straight. The Trump supporters are the ones who are rioting in the streets? Why don't we take a look a little closer and see what's really going on?
I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
Sleep sofa, you just failed the test.
My physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness. My mental fitness.
Wow, tongue-tied, bumbling Biden. Welcome to the show.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
There she is, Nancy Pelosi. Oh, how is that hairdo? No mask, huh? Oh, but no one's above the law. But you, huh, Nancy Pelosi? Look, let's get the gaslighting going. Here we go.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
When did Glenn Beck turn into such a chooch? I know, it's not really him, but that squarehead sure looks like him.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Wait a minute, but didn't you say the Trumpers were the ones out on the streets? Who's lying now? Oliver and Cox?
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Well, it's called the First Amendment of the United States, Chris Quobover. You should probably read it sometime.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
Wow, super classy. You should do something about that face. You've got RBF. Resting bee face. That's right.
When they go low, we kick them.
See, behind closed doors, it's not when they go low, we go high. It's when they go low, we kick them. They've been kicking the hell out of the Trumper since I came down the escalator, really.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
I mean, news reporters threatening violence. Guys, are you paying attention?
Biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized up to the right.
Now, this one's hilarious. Don Lemonhead. Are you kidding me? All of the rioting on the streets is your left-wing Antifa scumbags. Let's think about this logically. For the last 90 days, the press has been saying, oh, peaceful protests. They wouldn't have done that if it was for Trumper.
Thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers.
Look, there's a gaslight right there. I never said all Mexicans were rapists and murderers. Just that they're sending a lot of them. Guess what, though? Sleepy said very similar things in 2006.
I'd like to punch him in the face.
Robert De Niro, the most overrated actor in the 20th century. I mean, look, I get it. The one character you played in Raging Bull, and you think, like, you could continue the same guy? Look, you're terrible in everything else. The same character over and over and over. Let's squint our eyes and talk the same. So I'm not really putting too much stock in Bobby De Niro.
I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
You see that? Sleep Sofa Joe is the one who's behind all of the gaslighting. Sleep Sofa, bumbling Biden. He wants to fight me behind the school. Look, let's go, Sleepy.
Very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
I just had to watch that again. Oh my goodness, he's such a marble-mouthed, muffin-headed bumbler, sleeping on his sleep sofa, a little Joey futon.
Punch some people in the face!
I think that werewolf made Winona Ryder pee her pants. That's what it looked like there. Let's watch that again.
Punch some people in the face!
Yep, I think so. And also Matthew Modine. Looks like he's cast for the part of Val Kilmer.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
Well, ancient history would tell us that it was John Wilkes Booth. He shot my favorite president of all time, Abraham Lincoln. And of course, he was the first Republican, but most people don't know that. But I have to say, Johnny Depp, I used to like you when you played Jack Sparrow. Who knew you'd turn into a real-life scumbag pirate? Do you have scurvy?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Now, that's the first time I've ever heard that. Pensy, do we have this guy's information?
Yes, Mr. President. We have the location on one beaker from Sesame Street.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
Very clever. I see your husband is the ghost of Christmas past, so you got that going for you.
This way. That's it right there. Pull it up.
Remember this one? Somehow I still look better than Kathy.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Do you remember this when Madonna stood outside the White House right after I won? You guys have been doing this since day one.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
What the frig is wrong with this country?
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
This Maxine Waters, she's one of the worst of them all.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
This is when it got bad. Maxine Waters standing there, lighting the fire, yelling, oh, get in people's faces. Do you remember when that started happening? People having dinner and being yelled at of restaurants? Yeah, that was all them. But oh, no, let's blame Trump somehow.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Are you kidding me? This is poison right here, right? She poisons everything. I offered $10 billion to the Postal Service, and she said no. They're the ones who are destroying America. The Democrat socialism is just communism, really. Talk to anybody who's dealt with people who are like, hey, socialism, and then 5 years later, it's a communist country. It's going to happen here under Sleep Sofa Joe.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day.
For the record, this is the vice presidential candidate for the Democrat Party.
And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
They're not going to let up, and they should not. So wait, if they're your people, and they shouldn't and will not, how did they become my people?
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Look, I think I've made my point. That the people on the left are crap, really. And all they've done since the beginning of 16 is try to derail my presidency. And they're trying extra hard right now. And it's all because of this.
I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness, my mental fitness, my mental fitness.
Look, I can't help it that you chose a sleep sofa as your candidate. But that doesn't mean you could gaslight for the last 4 years, and that when your poll numbers are starting to drop, you just spin it and say, oh no, it's all Trump. The public can see through your lies. Look, this has been quite an experience having my own talk show, the Donald Trump Show. But every good thing comes to an end, so I guess this is it. Maybe we'll see you sometime in the future. It's Donald Trump signing off.
So that was the original end to the series, and then I did 10 more episodes beyond that. Only by popular demand. By popular demand, I mean like a few people in the family were like, dude, you got to do more. And I was like, okay, fine. So we did 10 more, and the last episode was crazy. One of them got completely blocked. You can't see it on YouTube, so I may get my movie blocked when I make it. I'm not sure. It's going to be a 2-part movie. I have 4 hours. Without bringing in the other crazy stuff we did as Trumper, I got 4 hours. So it's going to be 2 hours and 2 hours, 2 movies. It's going to be the Trump 2021. It's the story of Donald Trump, the rise and fall of Donald Trump in face swap form. And it's quite mad because it's the total truth from that year. I mean, I caught everything bad that Sleep Sofa did in his 47 years. And I warned everybody. Nobody freaking wanted to listen. And, well, it wasn't your fault. You didn't get it. Nobody let you see it. But if you did, you would have had a laugh and you would have gotten a lot of truth at the same time. Like when I tell you about poison, let me just show you quickly because this is not a very long episode. This is episode 3 of the Donald J. Trump Show, which you could watch on my playlist until I make the movie. And this is the link. I'm going to pop it on real quick. Check this out. This is called Nancy Pelosi.
Did you know there is a potent 15-second ritual that shrinks your
This guy
prostate
again.
faster than everything else discovered?
Tell me about it. Come on, Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi.
It's Hammerlin Jamison, Donald J. Trump back with episode 3 of The Trump Show. I want to thank you for joining me on episode 3 of the Donald J. Trump Show. Today, we talk about poison. That's right, don't drink the poison. It's going to kill many people more than coronavirus. Yeah, poison. That's right. Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, I'm sorry. Some people don't know that we do call her poison. Let's take a look at this clip here. I want you to hear what she has to say.
You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear.
Let's be honest, Nancy, you know nothing about politics. And wrap-up smear? Really? That's what you've been doing to me? Sounds like something you got from your OBGYN. But whatever.
You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it.
I'm sorry, Nancy, can you say that one more time? What was that?
You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it.
Look, she's creating fake news. She told the reporters, you create a story. Let's get back to this clip.
And then you write it.
Can you freaking believe this?
And they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear.
You write the story after we report the falsehoods, and it becomes a validated story by the news, by you, the fake news garbage.
It's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report.
Also, when she says merchandising it, who is she, Mel Brooks from Spaceballs? Spaceballs the flamethrower. Yeah, okay, Pelosi, whatever.
Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic. And it's self-evident.
You see there, she says it's self-evident because we've been doing it to Trump since he came down the escalator. Well, I have to tell you that I'm happy that I found out about this poison. Now I could put all of my efforts towards taking you down to Chinatown. That's right. We will drain Pelosi and Schumer from the swamp.
So guys, there are 35 of those. You can check them out in my playlist. They are all there. We have over 1,800 pieces of content. Over 1,100 of those pieces of content are me live, but we have another 700-800 pieces of powerful music and lots of comedy. But I do think right now it would be a nice thing, especially towards the end of this evening, to play you a song. Let me pull something out of the vault here. I'm not going to grab the guitar out and get the beat seat set up and everything. My invention. I'm going to play you something else. Let's see. That's from the Trump Show. Let's go back here. Alrighty. Let's play from this album here. Ooh. You know, how about this? Run Like an Antelope. One of my good buddies says, can you play a Fish song called Run Like an Antelope? And he knows I don't know Fish songs, so he said, write a song called Run Like an Antelope. He wanted me to write, I wrote two songs. He wanted me to write 3. Remember? The second one was called Billy something. I forget what it was called, but it was a cool tune. I wrote a cool tune out of that one. I have never finished it. It's still on my phone. I started to, but this one I completed. At least I got one done for him. It's went on an album. This is from album 8, and it's a song called Run Like an Antelope. don't go, not nowhere. You look left and right as you go down the hall. You hope you don't catch an eye as you run out the door, run into the woods. Yeah, you run like an antelope, run like an antelope, run like an antelope, run like an antelope. You run like an antelope, yeah. Yo, you can't catch it, you ghost, you out into the night, into the woods. They tried, but they can't, even with the spotlight. You made it out of here, you're clear, you're out on your own. Yeah, you're running like an antelope. You run like an antelope. You run like an antelope. You run like an antelope. You hear a noise behind you. You could swear they followed you. They're on your tail. You thought you did a good job. You led them the other way, made secondary tracks, but they must have been smarter. They saw you went back, you backtracked, and now they're on your trail. You got to keep going. Run like an antelope. You run like an antelope. You run like an antelope. Can't catch him, no. He's so fast. He goes to the gold, the cloud. You can't see him now. You can't even hear a sound. So, that's a nice one there. I'm not sure if I want to play one more. We're getting kind of late in the tooth here. Long in the tooth, whatever you call it. We're there. We're done it. Another awesome show here with you guys. How about this? I got a couple things here. One of them I think is a good one for us to end on. Oh, here we go. This song right here. This song right here is... I'm going to play it for you. You let me know what you think of it. I'll find it and also give you the link. It's called You've Got to Let It Flow.
Summer come and go, 2021. Nobody remembers anything, 'cause we're on the run from all the fear than driving home. Everyone can see that they're lying, but we can't stop what's coming through the TV. Go where you gotta rumble in. Yeah, you fumble through life. You try to find what's right, and no one's telling you the secrets as you go. Yeah, you're trying to find the golden nuggets, and you roll one to the other. Yeah, there's no way to smother a moment, no. You got to let it flow, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to let it flow out of you. Let it go, let it flow. Oh, oh. You got to let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Summer come and go, now it's fall before you know. But when I turn on the TV, all I see is hate, division, and just hypocrisy. You can't shut it down, yeah. You got to let it flow, 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 let it flow. You got to let it flow, 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 flow. When it all goes down, when you hear the sound, the trumpets, they're ringing out loud through the glass, yeah. You can't shut it down, no, God. You can't shut it down. You gotta let it roll, gotta let it roll, let it roll, yeah, 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 yeah. You got to let it flow, flow, flow. Got to let it roll, flow, flow, flow. You got to let it flow, 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 flow. You gotta let it flow. Let it flow.
Ooh, let it flow. Sometimes that's a message you need. Last message of the eve. Let it flow. There's way too much going on in the world that will keep you really, really distracted from what's happening around you. So let it flow. Let everything flow in one ear and out the other. Let it all flow. That's the best way to find your momentary happiness. Leaving it all out there, letting it flow. That's the Renaissance Man message for 1,105 days in a row. We put a cap on this day, move towards 1,106. And I just want you guys to know, so a few things will be going on every day going forward. I'll be doing the news, as well as writing songs, as well as creating comedy for you, as well as everything and anything else. The Renaissance Man show is everything. And so what I did when I was in my studio at my real estate office, which was the, couple stories every day, that'll go back. I'm going to be doing that every day now. To me, the perfect movie, which we've been working towards, and I think the crypto movie hit a couple of the chords I've always wanted to hit for all. I can't by myself do everything, because you need to have a love interest, you need to have, a broken heart as well, you need to have the loss, there's a lot of stuff that needs to happen in order to hit it all. But when it comes down to, I'd like to, the show, like we do, it's the variety that we have here is insane. We don't know what we do, we just, every day we go someplace. But news has to be involved, and also other aspects will come into the play. I'm not sure what yet, but the idea is that it's everything. It's all things. It's all emotions that show up here. And in that we have live creation. I think that's the ultimate. Not having any idea where it's going. Even right now, it's 12:33, 2 hours in. I'm tired. Long weekend, long week. Tomorrow, we do it all over again. But I would say, fam and friends, make sure you keep a smile on your face if possible. And if you need help, there's over 1,800 pieces of content here on the Renaissance Man Show that you can tune into anytime. So on TikTok, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with me. Give me a follow if you have not yet. I will be live again tomorrow. And let me just shut this off. If you can, head over to YouTube so you can see the rest of the show. I'm going to be saying goodnight to everybody over there. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So that's a wrap. Guys, till tomorrow when we do it all over again, my brother Sig Sauer, Pamela, Keith Henry, and Bradley Smith, you are awesome. If you're here for the night or for the moment, thank you. And say goodnight or forever hold your peace tomorrow. We're going to rock it freaking out again. I think we're going to do some filming tomorrow. Every time I want to start, we get into some other crazy stuff. But tomorrow, lots more in the news. And I'm not sure what else is going to be going down here, but I can tell you one thing. It's going to involve interviews with people, like on a daily. So my brother 6 hours working on that. And when we start getting people here on a daily for an interview, it doesn't have to be long. A 5-minute chat with Gary V. Crushing it. I know, Gary, thank you for doing it, but that's going to be another aspect. Get the news, interviews, live songwriting, comedy. What else can we do, Mark? I don't know. Call-ins. We're going to do it all here on the Renaissance Show. So, fam and friends, make sure you subscribe, you ding the bell, and tell everybody you know.
that this is a live creation show every day of the year for 2+ hours. Isn't that just exciting? Where is it going to go? Freaking live creation. Deal with it. What are we doing? I don't know. It's happening in real time. You darn right. Real time. Yeah! We're doing it. Dealing the cards, you know? I got 4 aces with a king kicker. Winning. Charlie Sheen situation, except for that day that he didn't win anymore. But card game, 4 aces, king kicker. You know, sometimes you're dealing with the best hand. You got the nuts. You know, that's life right there. So, fam, friends, tomorrow I will see you again. Anna, Bradley, Keith, Pamela, Sig Sauer, and any lurkers that may be out there. Have a great night. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, it's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, you got to go away. You got to go away. Yeah. Till tomorrow, fam. Have a great night.